time is most appropriate for me to come in. But we have also the official speeches. But my feeling is that I say something about James before the family comes to preempt me and whatever I intended to say. So I like to say that James Mary Sekajugo was born on the 18th of February 1954 in Zambia by Joseph Rule and Maria Magdalene Namawarube. He was the 12th child of 13 children, where Regina came in as the last child. Regina was the one of family. James was actually the last boy. Now, James in 1960 started school in Zambia, St. Joseph's, and he kicked off school in P1. They said that we should go to what happened to Pasagien. About what happened to Pasagien, we say, about a better also. I can't Soma P1, St. Joseph's. Wasukuma. In 1965, Napoli was not really as 66 in Labita, again, P7, 66. 66, Gabagata, P7, P80, Abuketibina, Umwana Mukisa, Abuketibina, Mukaga, Gatula, Etum Samfu, Gaitiam, Munana. Mumurabao, Aindira Namidiamo, Gaska, a coating Aindira Namidiamo, Sneomon. Namidiamo, Yalimana, Mamundi, Nyonyo, Baba Nyonyo, Davasmo, and Basam, Pop Biconde, Namidiamo, is a new red bay, Tonto. Naiga, Baby Dongo, under the tutelage of Babulete champion. When you were they are in the Miriam, I give the sekajugo of Baskita, the beginning a singular Mwakwen Samuel, Ramazis near 6, Akos Sciences. I give Makiri to make a boom. I give Makiri, I play a boom to make a cassette. I take, said the Kaboom, one for, I need it, I put it by the door, I saw the medicine, got the cat, I don't need a cassette. Got the cat, I don't need the cassette. Makiri, Yakuba, new sports, they are Papa Tennessee. Now, we don't want to come out, never let me go. Yalimu band given the guild set, and the Raimba, sekajugo percussion, okay? George Williamson from the attack of bass guitar, sekajugo Maniquata. Maria Charles Pasanyamukasa, Charles Pasanyamukasa, and a polyphonic guitar. Bari Lenny Kabunga, Bari Dongo, and the lead guitar. I don't know the solo guitar. Kalimuraba and Dongo with water. Muaina, Sekajugo, and Nidina, Yadungo, that's all medicine, Burikimo. So I got a Akirina. You understand? So Muraba qualities, James Mary, Sekajugo, the Arena, Garimbakari University, Lumatu Murira, Fresh Nana Fituego, Tutuli, Pari, Nega. The Kaya, look at Karim Bariane, Doctor Wanga. Sam Kasumba Mwanga, Atenga Sam Kasumba Mwanga and Dr. Sekajugo, Basula Bonam North Hall. Murumwemu, Uribi, Basuma Medicine, Bob Bendum, Balabika Pulungi by Nakasete. Kale politics of Gatidate, Muli Titola. Amala Makere Medical School, March 78. March 28, Amala Makere Medical School, Bamusika, Katonga Road, Walo, medical home quarters there. When we don't have a south. Make it mind you, I have a south as you or as Dr. Christus Yonga. A few months and Munana and some window to Baba, dividing Giravanava, the activity, Bob Bike is in the Sekajugo, Moas Boom, Balloon Requiem, and the way of the school. Sekajugo, Sunday, Watata, Mamina. We have Afuna, 84 more Kitande courts. Tutan books for the Femina. The doctor, no, afraid. Dr. Kamuboyo. I want to know the things was different, very, very elegant, very smart, but also very particular. He came to Chitomalaga to Guataco, very particular. Rooming extremely neat. With more, it's made out with a period. We did. We will say of some magazine, no Sana, Zigari, Ireke, and Zigari at Odise, what is Sana. What's it all? Utalo, Utagenda Zikira. Open your day to your Ate, very particular. More fair, enough for the bomb service, or Toyota. I know a bank of the Tomerico to vow. Paka police will get a report. Now is the insurance, now come on Toyota, I will say, what is it? Very particular. Mwaka ukinana mu. Okay, the plan township. Banaba, Cancer Institutes, Professor McAvoy, Namala, 81, now get them Liverpool School. Liverpool School, where you won Naigayo sports medicine. Now, Africa was the first postdoc to Africa. Manyamania, what we end up with Yamala, clinic, Compar Rodiao. Never like that, never specializing on what they wake up, go to the to begin to do the review. No, I was specializing in that. About quarter home, just as well. A country, Waka, or which another way, I never far. I go to the royal cabinet to say, they said that we are sure we have to far after the constitution, that is. I didn't get a maybe in Africa. Okay? What was the far? What was Kafu? You never knew we are being Kafu, Sekafa. I tell you, Wavera Scout and Bamunda, who carried out about doping even begin it out like a fool. You understand? In 2006, along the International Olympic Committee, Melbourne, Australia, of representing the world, India Mukaria, Akiko Kenye, Akalunda, Ababaya, banywedde nankananka ne badduka emifunde n'okutendera 2006 ate mu 2012 alondebwa ku FIFA yekulira zino zifufa nebikaafu bikafu ebyo alondebwa kwekyo kififa kakati abeera teboosi baba magogo bano mpolampola bwatire nafuka bamutowana nnyo James n'abeera nga ali agendeke takyagendeka sajja atakusedde ebizannyo naye mukiranga bagambe nti agenda mu sports ground ya Liverpool yafuna omusi okuyigirayo emizannyo gwa golf ne squash kati bwayita golf ne squash ate bwe yakuma omwana nafukawankawana nnyo simanyi ebyo biyita bigooba ebyo ani n'abikubakuba n'abakuba siira simanyi yakuma naye nga yafunayo emidaali gyabiri ebimusanyusa twamusa musomera hola ekini nakusema hola ekini akunyumiza amaseka okuwini naye nga akusabiride naye nga kubantu obeera okuyiriza oleme kumalamu maanyi kusolo byaganya ebiriyo obeera omulanyi wa goofu wakunyumizayo holo eiti yabadde simanya gundi nafunye kuli simanya kakuti ogetunga kuwano naye nga tena ekyakola oliye mukwano namubona mukitanamunakugula kwekifana wange abankonamuna ne bagamba olwomuntu omusajja akusinga obulungi okubeera oliye mukwano wange naye kati nandikoze ntya oli mukwano wange naye osinga obulungi olwekutejja kubeera kwekifana bikaluba omuntu ne bwabeera nga akusinga obulungi nga naye mukwano gwo genda n'oyo ate sekatuga lina advantages nyingi nze nalina essuuti emu mikwano gyange abalina essuuti ekooti tefaanagana nampale kati nanze bengenda n'essuuti yange basekajugo tujjayo essuuti z'omukaaga netulondako efaananamu eyange nga netubeera nga omugole ne bespak tuli alinako neggani kugambe kuliko nemmotoka nga ebintu ebimu ebyokutambula tujja bikendeeza so nfiiriddwa nnyo mukwano gwange nfiiriddwa nnyo mukwano gwange ennyo mulidde abedde anyumirwa nnyo nnyo politics we Kenya oyo naye simanyi oba omukazi we yamuteekamu politics we Kenya neuganda babulama muyige Kenya jemusigaate kumubuze ati njagala kulaba kimanya Ruto aba simanya bwe yakoze banna gamba yoyo muganda wange mukwano gwange amufuddeko kitalo nnyo kati katugende maaso ne program eya speeches ngenda kuyita aba National Council of Sports mujje mwogereku Dr. James Sekajugo, National Council of Sports.
I will not go deep into it, otherwise I might distort it because I don't actually lay down. But I will speak on behalf of National Council of Sports about this great man, Dr. James Sekajugo, and my remarks will be centered on his contribution to sport in this country. I also am aware that he has served so many federations well, so I want to request at least two bodies to represent others. I want to invite the chairman, the president of the Uganda Olympic Committee to come here. It's only fair. I want to invite the president of the Football Federation that will use my time to make a few remarks to represent the entire sport sports fraternity. I know there are other presidents who should be here speaking, but allow that Honorable Modosmal will represent all the presidents of federations that are here, and Dr. Donald will represent the Uganda Olympic Committee. For a sportsman, a sports doctor, to die the way he died is rather paradoxical. It's quite a contradiction. But that is how life is. It's going to be hard for us to take the loss. So before I give my remarks, I will give at least a minute each or two to these gentlemen here to be able to say a word or two about their colleague. Honorable.
The church and fellow mourners, protocol observed, I will take this opportunity to make one record straight that Dr. Sekajugo, first of all, was a personal friend to me, and he's the person who physically introduced me to the president of CAF, Isayaki. Secondly, the records should also be put straight. Dr. Sekajugo was the president of FUFA immediately before Dr. Lawrence Meiva came in, and then I followed. I would like to bring our condolences as the Federation of Uganda Football Association when we learned of the sad news. It was in a week that we had initially lost other great sons and daughters of football. We have lost 3 people in a space of 10 days that have been very high profile in the game of football. I bring condolences from Mr. Ashford Mamelodi, who specifically asked me to deliver the message that he has lost a very, very close friend. Ashford Mamelodi is from Botswana and a long-serving FIFA employee. I also bring condolences from CAF, because at the time of death, Dr. Sekajugo was a member of the medical committee of CAF, and he was still serving. Finally, I also bring condolences from FIFA, the body that runs football in the whole world. My friend, may he also rest in peace, and may the Almighty Father judge your afterwards with mercy, strengthen those of us who have remained behind in the trying times. Rest in peace, Dr. Sekajugo.
Distinguished mourners, the family of the late James Sekajugo, Doctor, I bring condolences from 3 bodies. For the family of the late Doctor, I have the MC saying that I'm winner, but in sports, we have 3 main spaces. We have the national space, where Ambrose, my brother, and Honorable come from national federations. We have the regional space. I see some eminent sports people, Africa at that level. And then we have the international level. And for many of us who are sports people who transition to administration, it's very rare that you transcend those 3 spaces. Dr. Sekajugo, when we were young as administrators, was someone we looked up, not only for his smartness, but because he was one of the most accomplished sports administrators we have in Uganda. And why do I say that? At national level, he was the president of FUFA, president of Uganda Badminton, and very many other accolades. At the regional level, he was working at CAF, as you had. At the international level, he was working in the World Anti-Doping Agency, the International Olympic Committee, and also was the vice president at one point of the International Badminton Federation. So there is no doubt that this gentleman lying there before us was not only an accomplished medical practitioner, but also an accomplished sports administrator who will be sorely missed. And therefore, in that regard to the family, I bring condolence messages. One, from the Uganda Olympic Committee, and we enclosed a humble contribution of 500,000 towards the funeral expenses, and this letter will be read at the appropriate time. I also bring a condolence message in writing from the World Anti-Doping Agency, signed by Mr. Rodney Swazik, the director in charge of compliance. I talked to him this morning, and he extends his condolence to the family, so that will also be read. And I also bring a condolence message from the Commonwealth Games Federation, where Dr. Sekajugo in the 2000s was part of the medical team. It is signed by the President of the Commonwealth, as well as the Vice President. So I'll hand over these three messages to the family, and I'll say that as the Olympic family and Commonwealth family in Uganda, we shall sorely miss him, but there is no doubt that his legacy shall endure. We have, if the Olympians please stand, we have some Olympians, Justin Joe, if you would stand up. So we have these Olympians, Commonwealth people who he treated, some of his products, who he looked after when they went on various missions for the country. May his soul rest in eternal peace.
I think it was only fair that the two gentlemen speak. To serve sports in the time that Dr. Sekajugo served sports was a high sacrifice. And he did that with all his heart. He had the different positions that he held. I served at the Uganda Olympic Committee with Donald, and he was one of those key pillars that we always consulted when we needed guidance, not only in the medical field, but also in general sports management. So for him to do what he has done for sports, all we can say is that we are deeply indebted as the sports fraternity, and I hope that to us who are still able to serve sports, we'll emulate his good works, we'll be able to work to the same level of sacrifice to serve sports in this country, to be diligent to do that we've been gifted to do, but also been positioned in society to do for our citizens. As the National Council of Sports, I came with a big delegation. I think some of them are still here. Dr. Patrick Okwell is the Accounting Officer and General Secretary of the National Council of Sports. And we came with other members of the National Council of Sports. As National Council of Sports, we have a written message which I've been told because of time we'll try to paraphrase. We are just saying that the man that is here has served federations that are regulated by National Council of Sports, has served athletes. Being on the medical commission, you are directly touching the life of that athlete. Normally we celebrate the medal, but there is one person who ensures when we go out that an athlete sleeps well, and in the morning he can wake up and run. And that is the team doctor, which he did at the Commonwealth Games and the Olympic Games. So as we celebrate us and say, oh, there's the chairman there are these leaders, those are the unsung heroes. This is one of them. And I want us to clap so that maybe after 11, continue to grieve with the family in this time. There's nothing much that we can do. All we have to present is these nice words, but also the small contribution as the National Council of Sports. We hand over to a family of 1.5 million, but that does not measure at all to the sacrifice that our friend has made to the sports fraternity. So I want to thank all of you who have been part of him, part of his life, to support him, to support sports, to encourage him to work with us. I remember going to his office at the Ministry of Health headquarters. He was welcoming us to everywhere, at any time, to be able to serve sports. So we are indeed grateful that the family of our late brother, Sekajugo, allowed him to serve sports in this country, and will forever remember him. And we pray that the Almighty God gives him a rest that he well deserves. Thank you.
Yep, because when you're going to say, Dr. Anderson, just one or two or three messages, understand that to moving on.
Good evening, fellow mourners. In the interest of time, I'll just read who has sent this condolence message and who has signed. We Folks Club, group of Makerere students 50 years ago, and is signed by Jacob Kamano. Uganda Athletics Federation and Beatrice Aikoru, the General Secretary, has signed. National Council of Sports has been signed by Dr. Requiem Bernard Patrick, PhD. Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, been signed by Dr. Sengozi Damadira for permanent secretary. The family of the late George Semudera Najana Kumi, signed by Owekiti Wadamari Kutesa Nole. SMAC 70, St. Mary's College Kisubi 70, and signed by Mr. Festus Kiboka, Chairman. Minute signed by non-name management and staff, Uganda Insurance Brokers. Mr. and Mrs. Reuben and Edith Segalie and family. Child Welfare and Adoption Society, signed by Sister Maria Sara Nama. Ziwuna Senior Club, signed by Lenny Muganwa, Chairman. It's just been here. This is the family. Sorry, this is signed by Omar Ahmed Mandela. This must be AC Villa. Former Footballers Initiative, signed by Kizito Soul. Cohort 73 to 78, signed by Dr. Nathan Kenya Mugisha, President, Dr. Edward Kanesi, the Treasurer, and Dr. Jane Kengea Kayondo, Secretary. Jane Kengea is not my wife. This is signed by Ben Emmanuel Misaka. Viper Sports Club, signed by Dr. Lawrence Marinwa. The family of the retired Right Honorable Mugano Kajura, signed by Leonard Mugano. CFAO, what does that represent? Signed by Anita Akishure, Finance Director, and Orima and Company Advocates. These are lawyers, isn't it? signed by James Orima, the managing partner. Thank you very much for these condolence messages. Maybe we will be able to read them in full tomorrow at Matali Kanisa.
Yeah. Do we have a representative of the Venerable Club? Okay. Now, do we have a representative of the Ministry of Health? Yeah, please come and say something. Who goes first? However, quickly, we're running out of time. Judge is about to chase us out.
Fellow owners, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Emmanuel Mala and I'm the captain of Uganda Golf Club. So I'm here on behalf of the family of the golfers, not only at Uganda Golf Club, but in the country at large. When we learned of the passing of Dr. Sekajugo, we were saddened, and one of the ways of allowing to is about celebrating his life. We agreed that wherever we were, different clubs will take a moment, raise a club and take a photo. So many members have celebrated by doing that. There's so many photos that have been shared. The other thing is that Dr. Sekajugo has been a very, very good person, a very friendly person to the members of the club. And if you allow me, just allow me to ask the golfers that are here just to stand up as a way of recognizing you. Please just stand up. And we appreciate our ladies. We have the Kenya High Commissioner of Uganda, Ambassador Jojo Wino. We have the President of the Uganda Golf Union, Mr. Moses Masiko. We have the President of the Ladies Golf Union, Mrs. Gloria Message. We have former ministers, we have the entire board of trustees here, we have the entire management committee. Just to show you the kind of person that we are mourning today. Ladies and gentlemen, also to let you know that the way we mourn, in addition to what I've told you, we form a guard of honor outside as they're taking out the casket and raise our clubs. Most of the things that have been talked about today, we have shared those stories with Dr. on the course. Very interesting stories. It's been a joy to play with. We shall miss him. May his soul rest in eternal peace.
Fellow owners and the family of Dr. Sekajugo, Dr. Gerard Mutoni, and I'm representing the Ministry of Health. We worked with Dr. Sekajugo. Many good things that were done by him, I wouldn't repeat them. He started the program of non-communicable diseases and handed it over to me. I'm still running the program. And even when he retired, he was always available for guidance or any consultations. So we will miss him. Because when people retire, they are still very useful to the sector. They can become board chairs, like Dr. Kanyisi, who is the board chair of Brand Hospital, and many other commissions. So we still have hopes in him, and he was still very useful. Unfortunately, he has died, and died prematurely, and yet he preached against premature death. But God's ways are not ours. Because for us in medicine, if you die before 70, that's a premature death. And he was preaching, he said, nobody should die prematurely. And when he got a brand new car, he branded it with 4 messages. And he's gone, but I want to repeat those messages. You know, most of us, when we get good cars, we don't want them to be billboards. But he was selfless. He put the 4 messages so that everybody should benefit from those messages. And for us who are still living, I want only to say those messages and maybe we can learn from him even when he's gone. He put 4 messages that once you practice them, probably you avoid most of those non-communicable diseases, including diabetes, hypertension, heart diseases, and the cancers. One message that was on that car was avoid tobacco in all forms. I hope those who are here, if you are using tobacco, either smoking, these days there is shisha and all that, Dr. Sekajugo preached avoid tobacco in all forms. The second message was eat healthy foods. Avoid lusania or pork and those other things. And I didn't hear anybody that was sharing those lusanias and what. The red meats, the processed foods, and he was encouraging eat vegetables and fruits, and there were also pictures on that table. So if you are here and you want to learn from the late, eat healthy diet, avoid the processed food as much as possible, avoid the red meats, and eat more of fruits and vegetables. The third message was be physically active, and he was. You have heard all the sports, that's part of being physically active. Most of us are not as physically active, and that predisposes us to those non-communicable diseases. The last message that was on the car was reduce the alcohol intake. There are no manual groups or peer groups I've had giving testimony about him. So too much alcohol also predisposes us to those non-communicable diseases. Those were messages, and they were all over the car. And when he handed over the car to me, I was very uncomfortable because at that time I would take 1 or 2 and go to sleep just to avoid depression. Now I was fearing now to go with that car, avoid the alcohol, then there I go to my clubs, I use it to go. It somehow also instilled some discipline in me. So that was the late sekajugo. I associate with all the good things that you mentioned. I last met him about maybe 2 years ago, and I asked him about retirement. He told me he was enjoying life, that he has time to play golf, he has time to visit friends. So I was actually, he inspired me to look up to retirement. I don't know what happened, but Dr. Sekajugo was enjoying his life. He looked young and energetic, and he actually made me like retirement because I thought retirement was miserable, but he was joyful, and he said, Dr. Mutonji, retirement is good. I'm playing golf every time I want. So we will miss him, but please take those messages so that's the legacy of Dr. James Sekajugo. On behalf of the ministry, we missed a colleague, a senior colleague at that, a hard-working person, and we are looking up to him for many, many other good things. May Dr. Sekajugo's soul rest in peace.
Abantu abesomoje enamiriyango onabange na maaso bafuka ba dokta omukubo bamwita pantaleo asoma omulala bamwita adipala ekwama omulala bamwita zadok ekimwere abo bonna bafuka ba PhD holders naye nga baali bamutawanya nnyo mu misomo enamiriyango omuwala eyafuna omutamanya mu medicine e Makerere bamwita Profesa Harriet Kiza Mayanja oyo namuda nekyo omukola atekera medicine ebigamba ebintu byatambulanga baana bamu bakusinga abamu ne bakulemesa katusigaza ebitu tonotono tusigazayo maybe as a family njagala family then tutekubwakabaka bwa Uganda family funa representative ajangere Once okay, yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Professor Namose, look at it first. When we do our moon, the professor said, Professor Telcole, Professor Namose, family. We do more. Yes. Professor Namose, Obama, ono Professor Namose bagamba nti muwala eyasooka mu Africa okusoma obusawo so musoke mumukubiremu Professor Namose atega ye mwana omukulu mu lujja. Any language, you know, society is amazing. And we use every language. No, Swahili.
Someone when you never than you someone going for me. We are already distinguished in them. From Sasuba with you. May I take no more about perform wounded in family. So, Ogera, funeral, Mutoa, James sekajugo nze nanga namweyitira baby brother kubanga family yaffe mulimu abawala batono nnyo naye mulimu abalenzi bangiko naye nga ye ate mulenzi muto mu balenzi kale nze nanga mwita baby brother sekajugo era alina omukisa emirala mingi eby'enjawulo yagenda okubatizibwa. He's the only member of the family yabatizibwa bishop. Abalala bonna kabatizibwa wali mu church y'abakrisi naye bishop Billington ekifaananyi kye kyali wansi yazimba church yagamba nti ye yajja okubatiza era netutwala mu nyumba ya bishop mwali mu chapel bamubatirize. Kale bwona n'omukisa gwanjawulo ate waliwo time Uganda delegation bwe yagenda mu Rome Uganda delegation yagenda mu Rome. I don't know for what, and I don't know purpose yabatwalayo. Kakati papa najja nga atambula abagenyi bwe bazaawula yajja ne sapule y'omungalo amala okumalayo najja sapule n'agikwasa James. Era wabula bati James alina omukisa gwanjawulo. Kale lwaki mu bantu bano babeera mu Rome, St. Peter's Square, ate ne Uganda abaali abangi. Era ye gwe yalondamu n'amukwasa sapule. Kale ogwo nagwo omukisa gwa James gwewuunya. Ate sijja kwalwisanya naye ate yajjako oba popa ekisooka nga agendera mu motoka ye nga yagenda okudwalira okola genda kasooka James nga ye mwana muto nnyo alaba emotoka egenda akasooka n'agenda n'akuka pa n'akwata kunzigiza motoka ya popa n'agenda akati ng'agenda tulowooza nti oba abasirikale abamukwebunu bano abasirikale betumanyiire oba namukola ki okwemanyiza kuba tiwali kibamukola nabo okuyaseka busesi ngalaba kimusanyusiza nnyo omwana oyo kyakoze laddayo lwekyalo bonna abasajja abakulu n'abakyala bajja kuyisa taata wange kyewange ndikanye omwana weyatamiko mutoka eneko ate badde tibamukoze kale obwomukisa nagwe olaba nomukisa gwanjawulo nnyo naye ffe nga muto waffe tubadde tumwagala nnyo era musaalirwa nnyo abadde omuntu wanjawulo nga ffenna abakulu abisanga abakulu be n'abato nga yate batwalisa nimulenzi omutakomerera omuwala akomererayo abadde kuba Requiem omuwala akomererayo abebatoka balimufamu balabo nabatulwaku alikugafaatu ekitiibwa kyaffe nga bakube nabana Requiem oyo omutowe nabasaalasaala mu ngeri yawe era eyabantu besigaji naye tubeebaziza nnyo kujja tukunguba kireko tusiibira muto waffe tubadde twagala ennyo tetumwenyumiriza nnyo omwana akuzeekuze mangu nga abatambula mumenyumeko omwana toyinza kuzimanya obamanyi abantu bameka abakulu ebitiko ebyakulu tetuyinza nakuba naye nga batumanyiira ku james abantu batumanyira nga bamanyi sista wa james oyo bulala wa james mu nsi yonna otambulako nomwendo mwa uganda twejja kukubuza. Do you know that gentleman in charge of sports? He's got a wrong name, I can't remember it. But he's tall. And I said, oh yes, but oh. Yeah, that's the man. Karen, never know another incident and government sports. And appearance. Just like your order. Omusajja eyamusige yagenze etategeereka tetulina na bifaananyi byayo bati describing mbu katonda gyabeera faanana atya tewali atutuulira bwafa kale james ajja kubeerayo nga representative waffe famiri yaffe abeere bendera ya familia nga yeewuubayeewugere kubanga bamubuuza nsi aleseko bendera nnyingi nnyo naye ne bendera ya familia ati tuteyo ngaabasajja bafiirwa so olwekyo tumaliriza nnyo era twebaza nnyo byo tukungubalirako n'okufiirwa ebiseera bimwe bingi bwe biti nga mulimu anomuwuliriza n'abantu bawulira okujensi tulina kutuyisa ebintu bingi nnyo twali tutamanyi jensi tulidda nga various people kwogerera okwolagazi ebimu situmanyi okumanyi nga twadde laki natukala atwandikira kristawo netukibinga oburekodo nabujuuzibwa kyali tuyambye ndowooza akati kankunaamu
Webale nnyo Professor
Nambuuza.
Professor Josephine Nambuuza olina okumanyi atisugale ensi yonna owulidde nze nemuwo abaanamu baali bagala nnyo John the Beast Mugabe ate nga John the Beast Mugabe wamnyumba James Sekajugo nga twagala nnyo okuleeta John the Beast Mugabe alabe ku baana be bali so fascinated by boxing Very close. Kakamte Professor Lule, Serko Lule, Professor Serko Lule, aveva un supernero in Ayenga, one of the games, I think of Professor Serko Lule, e a voi che chiedano.
I remember 25 years ago, or 25 years ago, he came and stayed with us in Nairobi. Such a nice looking gentleman, very smart, everything. He would wake up, carry one of my sons, who's his best friend, put him on the shoulders, and walk around the community where we used to be. But we extremely impressed. He was so attached to children, and he did show it in my family. Most of them are not here today, but they are all sent messages. They missed their family, they missed their friends. Especially Bruce in Nairobi, Pedro in the rivers, Gloria and Christopher. They have been starting somewhere, and I know so much attached to them. In fact, I don't think there's any occasion I've ever done in Nairobi, or even here, when we go to a remote area. When I tell you, of course I just come and look for the shop. However, God knows. He's the one who gives us, and He is the one who takes. May Dr. James and Bruce so rest.
Thank you, Doctor. Now we're remaining in one of the cities with the big guns. And I'd like to take this opportunity to invite the former Cathedral of Uganda, Honorable Mwanya Muni Semogerere, come over and make it yours. That microphone did not sound loud enough. That microphone did not sound loud enough. The people were not hearing everything, but I'm giving it a try.
Second, which to work at it. I mean, team with but I think which team work. Never go was better for me. So, we're going to get Dr. Sekajugo abadde musawo omutendeke ate omutuufu atayagala katasosowaza nnyo sente wabula ayagala nnyo okulaba bajjanjabi awona abadde ayagala nnyo ebizadde byengala okulabye okuba emizannyo olwadde walwogera ku kimu ate abadde alina omukwano Kisomolungi bwali yakwogera kuba wali n'omukyala abadde atera nnyo okutuyita bw'aba n'emikolo abaana baffe nga bafumbirwa abaabira abaajulwa oluusi nno ng'atuyita nemwaba ajjukira amatiikira ga ssaabasajja kabaka kubanga yebaka wa ssaabasajja kabaka nayo East Africa. Kakati kumbuka ezo nga tutera okugenda ne tusinkanayo ne Dr. Sekajugo nejjuse kuba Kayongo n'abalala oluusi tubeera naye Profesa Namboozi ntegeji naye batuwala emikolo eyo ate nefunamu ekyenjawulo kubanga abadde musajja nga ayagala obulamu netufunamu ekyenjawulo ekyakalacakalamu era badde balimubuuza naye kati batubeera Uganda kikola bweki nebugati tunabire edemukiso kumulundi kuno ku Christmas eno nayagadde nnyo ekintu ekyokugerera era namuweereza omwaka 20 December
obwa Christmas. Era ne mugamba nti tufuna opportunity tusanyuke message yalaga WhatsApp nga tituuse eraga akantu kamu tegeeza nti tekuddwawo ate tiyegiddamu ate esiikisaze sekajugo ogaba omwogedde wano abadde musajja muyonjo mu mubiri abadde musajja muyonjo mu mutima ne mu birowoozo nga kizibu nnyo okumuweereza omubaka n'atamuddamu neneewunyamu nembandi awo muganda wange ejja okusabirwa nagamba nti mwenaffe mukama katonda what ate eno tiyakutute nnyo alabika yakutwala dda olwokubeera nti abadde mu nnyumba ngaliwo batuwanna amagezi naddala ffe yabadde tatatuka ku myaka gyange naye abantu balala batuwa amagezi tekiba kirungi kusula mu nnyumba wekka ate bwoba osulamu wekka kiba kirungi n'omanya nti olina zino whatsapp groups ennaku zino zituba nazo obaye eyababuliramu obaye oluganda obaye emikwano oba katika babadde nnyo by'emizannyo ekintu ekifaanana bano abayinza okunoonyaanoonyako mu kiseera ate musajja wa kabaka nnyo sekajugo n'olwekyo lwatusinze nnyo alisabasajja ate musajja wabukobe saasidde nnyo omutaka mutumba ali wano akiikiriddwa sebo tukusaba okutuusize obubaka obw'omutaka tunyoleddwa nnyo era tumusaasidde nnyo kubanga aviiriddwako abafaana bwatyo saasidde nnyo baganda bange bonna profesa nambooze omukulu na profesa bule sereko John Musulwa, Vincent Ule sekunamba ku kitonda ba ye kasita wulira ne Regina kyaba obani kusirwa Vincent Kayongo ate Vincent Kayongo ye mukulu w'ennyumba olwekyo bwenalibadeesogerako bannange bonna basaasidde nnyo basaba mukama katonda bamuye n'obadde muyisimulizi bingi kale bulijjo nze nenkuumayo enamba kayize ali obwomu naye ate abatonda bali abangi tunaffe asobola okugendako nga tetuteredde engeri eyo tusaba omwoyo w'omugenzi katonda akuwummuza emirembe ssaabasajja kabaka awangaale webalina
tuuse ku nkomerero y'omukulu naye nga tunatuukayo ddala nsaba omukulu w'ekikatekko be ye obuze ku bantu abeekube bangi baliwo naye ate onyambe oyite representative wa katikkiro minisita w'ebyemizannyo n'abavubuka awozike olunaku
Nyanza Seko wakunguzi bannange kitabo nnyo kitabo ddala ebisinga obungi sijja kugendamu babyogedde kansuubire nti byonna byogedde byonna biwedde sinabigera kwogera kusinga ku ebyo naye kantuuse obubaka okuva ew'omutaka Namwama omukulu owakasolya Kikakekkobe omutaka Agasinzo Mutumba Saalum obubaka buno bugamba bwe buti ekika ky'Ekkobe Kulaali nano kubereye byabimwena abenja Dr. James Sekajugo olwo Richard obubaka obw'okusasa n'ennaku nnyingi wange ekika ky'ekkobe tuusa okusasa kwange byabenja omugenzi Dr. James Sekajugo abooluganda n'ab'omukwano n'amateeka mu kika ky'ekkobe n'eggwanga kyannaku nnyo okufiira Dr. James Sekajugo abadde empagi eri abamaka ge ab'ekika kye ek'ekkobe ng'omusawo mutendeke omukozi egombebwa eyigirako omugaso eryekika kweyongera n'eggwanga tumusaalidwa nnyo tujja kujjukira ng'okwagala kwe olw'ebikolwa kwenyiga mu mirimu gy'ekkobe ateekedde okuyanira mufaanana buli kyakola tusaba liiso ddene abakumye akaseera kano akazibu twebaza liiso ddene amutuwadde okumala ebbanga eryobulamu mu nsi era tusaba amwekimulo ekyebiri atikako omukono omutaka Augustine Mutumba ow'ekika ky'ekkobe era omukubiriza w'olukiiko lw'abataka ab'omusolya mu Uganda sijja kusimbako awo asabe ow'ekitiibwa minisita yeeko ejako
kama bulungi banange muzire okukama bulungi ekiseera kyonna era nakanywerako era nja basaba tukubire mukama mu ngalo olw'akaseera katuwadde owekitiibwa bajamasemogere owekitiibwa Kasekende owekitiibwa Nadumuliira owekitiibwa mwenna abali wano olwaleero kitalo nnyo ekyokufiirwa musajja wa Kabaka ono akoze n'okwagala akoze n'obukugu akoze obuweereza ate era n'obukulembeze mu bulamu bwe. Nze Robert Sewanga Saalongo olw'ekisa kya Mukama nze n'esaba Ssaabasajja owabavubuka emizannyo n'ebitone. Katikkiro yayagadde nnyo okubeera wano era ampadde obubaka nga tuwerekera musajja wa Kabaka obubaka bwa Katikkiro. Profesa Josephine Nambozi Kitundu wamu n'amennyumba y'omugenzi lule ensambya obubaka bw'okusaasira amawulire g'okufa kwa Dr. James Sekajugo twagafunye n'entiisa y'amaanyi nnyo kitagulye bannaffe. Omuntu ow'embeera nga Sekajugo bw'atuva ku maaso tunyolwa nnyo naye ate tetulema kwebaza Katonda eyamuwa obulamu n'amusobozesa okukola emirimu egigasizza ab'enjuye ab'ekika kye ate ne Uganda. Twebaza omugenzi olw'ettaffaali eddene lyakadde ku by'emizannyo ng'omukugu obujjanjabi obw'abantu abalina emizannyo okukola n'okwagala wamu n'obumalirivu ebimuyambye okutuukiriza obuvunaanyizibwa bwe mu Buganda ne Uganda okuganyulwa era yesu ne Uganda kutalibwa. Era y'ensonga lwaki ffenna tuli wano okumusiibula mu ngeri esaanidde. Nange kennyini Dr. Sekajugo yanzijanjabako nga nfunye obufune oluvannyuma okukola dweyo. Nduusa okusaasira okuva mu gavumenti ya Ssaabasajja ne kuwa b'omu maka gange eri abooluganda n'ab'emikwano olw'okuviibwako omwagalwa waabwe. Nsaaliddwa obutabeera nammwe olw'obuvunaanyizibwa bwensangiddwa nabwo bwe mbadde sisobola kutuula. Kyenvudde nsaba Oweekitiibwa Albert Ssewanga, minisita w'ebyemizannyo, abavubuka n'ebitone, abatuuseeko obubaka bwange buno. Nsaba Mukama abagumye mu kiseera kino ekizibu, era Mukama tumusaba Dr. Sekajugo amuwe ekiwummulo ekyemirembe. Nassaako omukono Charles Peter Mayiga Atiiki.
We're coming to the beginning of the end of this program, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank the following people for helping out through these functions. They have received so much assistance from so many people, but I just wanted to pick out 5 names: Charles Mbire, Chairman MTN, Louis Kasekende, and Henry Nwama, General Mankoreta, and Mrs. Dale Kasosi. I just want to pick out those 5 names in particular. We have also received other messages from Alliance Consultants, signed by Engineer Joseph Kabanga, and then Info Consultants, signed by Engineer Wilfred Soke. Ladies and gentlemen, from here we'll be moving to Zambia, and to get the address in Zambia, as we pass the hospital and going down to Makinge, you'll find Kabega Road. When you find Kabega Road, turn left and do 200 meters, and you'll find the tents lined up. We'll be there for the vigil. The vigil will be the good day tonight. But tomorrow we'll go for burial in Masaka, towards Kalisizo. But just before Kalisizo, there is a place called Matale, and and that's the very ground of the family. We'll start the functions in Kalisizo prematurely at midday and maybe do burial at 2. I hope that many of you will be able to attend and to join Dr. James Mary Sekajugo. Doctor, I just want to close off tonight and say, we hope that you don't lose the way to heaven, but we trust that you have a clean sheet. And me as an MC, I feel safe that you have done a clean job. God bless you. Yes, it is safe with my soul. Good night.
Okusabira omugenzi Dr. James Sekajugo Golori olunaku eziwerako okusabira bano kwezi kubaka nga 9